Wide Web Casinos, and Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Board. President and supervisor is Thomas Hogan, along with the California State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Willie Buchanan. Executive director is Richard DeCure. Introducing to you our physicians, Dr. Robert and Adam Carnes, along with Dr. Alex Sinclair. Timekeeper is Debbie Garcia. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside, we have Marty Denkin, Mike Tate, and Pat Russell. Presenting to you our referee in charge of our main event, we have Robert Bird. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBB Super Heavyweight Championship. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing red trunks with white trim, fighting out of the Bronx, New York. He weighed in at 229 1/2 pounds with a record of 40 wins, 12 losses. He has 24 wins coming by way of knockout. As one of the great warriors of the ring, please welcome the former middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight champion of the world, Iran Blade Barkley. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner in this 12-round vacant super heavyweight championship bout, wearing black trunks with gold trim, fighting out of and representing Newport Beach, California. He weighed in at 253 pounds with a record of 33 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw. He has 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing his comeback trail, introducing the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Jerry Coetzee.
Let's take a look at the rules as governed by the WBB. That's the World Boxing Board. 3 knockdown rule in effect, standing 8 count in effect. Fighter may be saved by the bell in any round. 10-point must system and a cut rule that will go to the cards after the 4th round starts.
My commands at all times. The championship fight.
Robert Bird, the referee.
Let's do it.
We see Coetzee and Barkley. When Coetzee and Barkley step into the ring and get ready for this fight, it'll be the beginning of the answer to those questions we asked at the top of the show. Barkley, only man to beat Thomas Hearns twice. Fought the likes of Nigel Benn, Michael Nunn, Roberto Duran, James Toney, Henry Mosk, and there's Jerry Coetzee. He won the heavyweight championship almost 14 years ago at 215 pounds. He is 253 pounds tonight.
Well, Iran Barkley walking right to him and trying to crank up those hooks. That's probably Barkley's best punch. We may get an answer early as to whether Barkley can deal with the power of Coetzee, because he's going right to him.
In the last year, they've each defeated Dan Kosmicki. An 8-round decision for Barkley in September, and in January, a 3rd-round knockout by Coetzee. Coetzee has 4 first-round knockouts. Barkley has 7. Barkley has been knocked out 5 times. Coetzee twice.
Robert Bird is going to have his hands full. He's already warning Coetzee about holding. You know, Iran Barkley's just walking right in. He's able to do it. But I'll tell you what, if he would just jab his way in a little bit, he'd be much more successful.
All right, break clean. Stop punching. Stop. Step back. Let's go.
Coetzee looking to counterpunch. Barkley missing with the overhand right.
Get out. Your hands loose. Let's go. Let him go, Jerry. Stop. Stop.
Approaching the midway point of round 1. Coetzee retired in 1986 after getting knocked out in the first round by Frank Bruno in England. Made a brief comeback in 1993 with 2 wins, then stepped away again for 3 years and 3 months before returning in January of this year. Barkley has a one-year layoff on his resume from August of '89 to August of '90.
Barkley throwing that left hook, but not throwing it really in a very compact way. And there's the jab from Barkley. And Coetzee jab. Coetzee's already, I think, established Tyran Barkley. He's got some power. Even with a couple of those strong jabs. At least power that Barkley hasn't seen. Nice hook by Iran Barkley.
Stop. I got you. Let me go.
Barkley's attack has been very one-dimensional here, doing nothing but throw the hook. Right hand by Coetzee, I think, got Barkley's attention there.
Barkley just coming in with his head forward.
Very, very uneven performance by Barkley in the way he's attacking Coetzee. Really, technique is lacking there.
Oh, he's just bull rushing and hoping that he lands a bomb. Final seconds of round one. This one is scheduled for 12.
Cranking up the left hook. That was his best punch probably of round one, and he just missed with the uppercut.
Round number two underway. We mentioned Barkley twice fighting Hearns and Duran and Nunn and Benton, Van Horn and Tony and Moss and Sumbu Kalambe. How about Coetzee? He fought Leon Spinks.
Knocked him out in one round. A long time ago.
Look at some numbers in round one. Close round.
Barkley landing a little bit more. Again, there's a right hand by Coetzee. Well, it's going to be a... Oh, there goes Barkley.
3, 4.
Well, that's a natural heavyweight against a middleweight.
Hey, you all right? Show me something.
I was going to say it'll be a question of which punch does the most damage, Barkley's left hook or Coetzee's right. We got our answer.
Coetzee has 2 second-round knockouts.
Coetzee using the right hand pretty effectively, and of course that was his trademark in the old days.
Come on, guys. Push off, please. No punching. Go.
Barkley, though, weathering the storm here a little bit. Trying the left hook. Now, only 4 of his punches in round one were jabs, Barkley, so he's throwing primarily the hook. That's about all he's throwing, really.
Come on, guys. Your hands free. Push off there.
So despite that knockdown here in round 2, Barkley's still attacking.
So hard to get a read on anything out. You know, Coetzee has a successful business, and this is boxing for the heck of it almost. Barkley is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Coetzee looks like he's just enjoying himself.
I got you. Stop.
Well, Harry Coetzee, especially in against a man who's come up to heavyweight, he's able to kind of push him around a little bit and absorb some of those punches, and so far hasn't hit with anything huge.
His right hand from Coetzee not landing flush, and Barkley able to answer back. There's a left hook from Barkley.
Go.
Final seconds of round 2.
I got you.
That's the end of round 2. We'll keep it here as Harry Coetzee heads back to his corner. And so does Iran Barkley.
Better right hand that didn't send Barkley out, and yet another. Iran's throwing those wild left hooks while he's wobbling off to the right.
And we begin round number 3 in the scheduled 12-round bout.
That was a nice hook that Barkley threw. That one was short and compact.
A chopping left hand from Barkley. And Jerry gives you a smile, Al.
He looks down here and gives me a little wink and a smile, so I guess that would indicate that he is in control in there. There's the numbers you saw in the last round.
It's spelled like Jerry, but he pronounces it like Harry.
He says Harry Coetzee, although Jimmy Lennon called it Jerry, but always in the past he liked it pronounced without the J sound.
Utah Jazz, a 78-73 win over the Bulls to tie up the NBA Finals at 2 games apiece. When we are done here in Hollywood, we will bring you here on the Deuce press conference coverage from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City.
The plot is thickening in the NBA Finals. Well, Iran Barkley has hung in there despite being knocked down in the second round. And he's not getting much done offensively, but actually this has been a round in which Coetzee hasn't really done that effective work either. So who knows?
Come on, I got you. Step up. Go.
Fans trying to rally Coetzee. Boy, he's very comfortable here in the United States. Well, it's a story about his children's first day in America. He scores a right hand on Barkley. They're able to go to a candy store and get all the candy they wanted, and they went every day and the freedom of living in the United States. He was thrilled about it.
He's very enamored with being here, and as we said, has worked as a promoter, also promoted a series of shows.
Let him go. Come on, no punching, step up, please. Let's go.
The big carrot at the end of the stick here is for him is a possible fight with a Larry Holmes or somebody of that ilk, and he has to show that he's ready for that.
Come on, push off there. Let's work, guys. Your hands loose. Get loose.
I don't know that tonight will do that. It may.
Stop. I got you. Go.
Final 15 seconds of round 3. Scheduled for 12 rounds. Harry Coetzee and Iran Barkley.
All right, got a bell coming.
Time! Now Barkley's corner tried to use that as inspiration, saying, look, you can't even sit down.
Yeah.
They said to Barkley, all Coetzee has is a right hand. There are the numbers.
Coetzee with a decent edge through 3 rounds. Barkley is able to occasionally get in that left hook as he was a moment ago, but he's throwing that punch too wide. It's not having that huge an impact. And of course, we do have to point out he's come up from the middleweight division, so how much power he's brought with him remains to be seen. He can get the hook in though, and he did it again there, but he's going to have to vary his attack a little bit, I think. That was a nice hook. Now that one got Coetzee's attention.
Another left hand. That backed up Coetzee, and now a look of concern on Coetzee's face.
Iran Barkley starting to tighten up that left hook and get it in. He's doing it over a lazy left hand of Coetzee. One thing we have to take into account, even though Iran Barkley's been fighting not very good opponents in the last 7 fights, with a very big sub-500 record amongst them, the fact of the matter is he's been fighting. Coetzee hasn't been. So even just that alone is a benefit to Iran Barkley. And right now, that's part of what's showing up in this round.
Yeah, the win percentage of those 7 opponents, 28%.
Coetzee's looking for the right hand. That's all he's getting ready to throw now. But I'll tell you what, I think Harry Coetzee is starting to run out of gas a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, Barkley may be a bit too, but Barkley has more left right now. Oh, nice jab by Iran Barkley.
I think the one problem here is for the first 3.5 rounds, Coetzee looked like, well, I'm just enjoying kind of being back in the ring and boxing again, and it's not a bad deal. But Now some of these punches are having effects on him.
I think he and his people thought Barkley would go after about the first or second right hand, and when he knocked him down, they for sure thought it. Now, Iran Barkley says, well, you know what? I remember how to throw this hook. And there's a telltale sign. Coetzee did not counter him with the right hand when Barkley was in position for it. I don't want to say those left hooks are telegraphed, but they're coming by way of Encino. And they're still landing.
Closing seconds of round 4, and that's it.
Hooks.
An animated Victor Machado.
As Victor can be on occasion. Trying to pump up Iran Barkley. I keep saying Barkley has to alter his attack and vary it a little bit, but you know what? He's landing those hooks every time he throws them, so maybe he doesn't need to. And that's the punch that knocked Tommy Hearns down a couple times. Knocked him out in one fight and helped Iran beat him.
Oh, there's a good right hand. That hurt Coetzee.
Coetzee hanging on now.
I got you. Stop. Stop. Let him go.
Ice coming out of Coetzee's trunks. Coetzee told us, and so did Palomino today at the weigh-in, we're going to do this,
I got you guys. I got
but
you.
we're not in it to get hurt. And Coetzee may be reevaluating as this goes along.
Well, he has certainly taken a lot of shots here from Barkley, and not much offensively is coming from Coetzee. That's the one telltale sign. He isn't really throwing too much back.
Go over there. Stay there. Stay there. I got time.
Yeah, they're going to sweep the ice out because there's ice in the trunks of Coetzee, and it's been spilling out, and that's dangerous for both men.
Barkley, when he misses with those hooks, it's up to Coetzee to throw the right hand and make him pay for it, and he just seems incapable of doing it. We really haven't seen anything in the last round or so from Coetzee of an offensive nature. Coetzee has not thrown one punch yet in this round. Now one jab, and there's the second one.
3, 4.
No punch. Stop.
And Barkley, as you see, his punches are very wide, so the fact that some of them are landing doesn't speak well for Coetzee's defense right now. Well, Barkley weathered that knockdown in round 2, and since then it has been his power that has made the impact.
Come on, Jerry, hold it.
If Barkley would use his jab and throw the straight right like he did earlier in the last round, I think he would make this a whole different fight. He's just resigned himself to throwing those wide hooks. Even at his worst, Iran Barkley always had a higher skill level than this, and so this is,
Come on, get out of there. Get out of there.
an indication of where he's gotten to as a boxer, because really those punches are not being delivered very well. And Iran Barkley, even though he was more of a workman-type fighter, he knew how to deliver these punches.
Final seconds of round 5 as Barkley just continues to tee off on Coetzee.
Got a bell.
Iran Barkley mixing in an overhand right that landed, and that was a good shot that sent Coetzee backwards. He's mostly thrown left hooks. In fact, only 25 of the 220 punches that Barkley has thrown are jabs, so he has completely abandoned that weapon.
Numbers in round number 5.
Barkley with the edge. Coetzee only throwing 23 punches in that round.
Al, your scorecard after 5 rounds.
As we take a look at it, I have Barkley ahead by 1 point in this bout. Coetzee winning the early portion of this fight.
I got you. Stop.
Good right hand by Coetzee, hurt Barkley.
Yeah, chopping.
Oh, nice hook, though. Boy, just when you think Iran Barkley has had it in this bout, he comes back.
Let's work.
Both men are tired, and really, the technique in this fight is all but gone. So I guess it's going to be a question of who has the will to get it done in terms of stamina, what there is of it, and power. And it really does boil down to the Coetzee right hand versus the Barkley left hook. Which guy can hurt the other guy and keep him hurt with either of those punches?
1 minute to go in round 6. Remember, this is scheduled for 12. This is a WBB Super Heavyweight Championship.
The prospect of this going 12 rounds is frightening. See the cut on the bridge of the nose of Harry Coetzee. Courtesy of some of those left hooks and right hands. There's a good right by Barkley. Every time he throws the overhand right, it's a surprise to Coetzee, and it's probably going to land because Coetzee has seen almost exclusively the left hook.
Seconds to go in round 6. The midway point of the bout. Coetzee and Barkley on the deuce.
Stop.
ESPN brings you.
Welcome back to Hollywood, California. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. Carlos Palomino, a first-round knockout of Rene Arredondo. In our first bout, as Palomino continues his comeback against a defenseless Arredondo. And here Iran Barkley and Harry Coetzee in the ring. Round number 7 underway. Look at the punches through 6 rounds.
Barkley with an edge of about 15 punches. It's close, and there's the knockdown by Coetzee to be tossed into the fray, which gave him an extra point. So you can see this is, at this moment, a pretty close bout.
Come forward, Jerry. Come forward.
Take a look at Al's scorecard.
Barkley ahead by 1 point, despite that knockdown round.
I concur.
Hey, come on, get loose.
Barkley keeps throwing that wide left hook, and Coetzee tries to counter in between. I don't think they want to break, truthfully. And as this fight goes on here, we're already in the 7th. The fact that they made this a 12-rounder, I don't think either man's going to be happy about that once we hit about the 8th or 9th or 10th round.
Initially, Barkley said at the weigh-in he was not going to fight 12 rounds. Then when we arrived here at the arena tonight, we were told it was back to 12 rounds.
Get loose.
Coetzee said he was going to get back into some boxing and continue to promote and manage. Enjoyed it. See where it took him. I don't know if he's enjoying the answers right now. And for Barkley, where does this place him on the map?
Well, at this point, this is a very uneven, at best, performance by Barkley winning the fight, but this is not the Iran Barkley we've seen on other occasions. I mean, clearly his technique is awful tonight. He's not throwing punches very straight. He's obviously not in the greatest of condition to be a 230-some. And Coetzee, for his part, looks like a 42-year-old guy who's in his 2nd fight after a long layoff. That's about really what you can say.
seconds of round 7. Barkley and Coetzee, this one scheduled for 12.
No matter where you live, no matter where you travel, only one symbol stands for the human drama of sports, ESPN.
From the Bronx, New York, Iran Barkley, 37 years of age, 40-12, 24 knockouts, 229.5 pounds tonight. Taking on Harry Coetzee, the former WBA heavyweight champion. He weighed in at 253 pounds in the second fight of his comeback.
Oh, push off clean. There you go.
And only his third fight since 1986. Let me take a look at the numbers.
Barkley with an edge in the overall numbers. Not a huge edge. That's not the kind of thing that would denote some big decision. But, of course, you have to, as always, think of where the numbers are placed in a round and about. Barkley going to the body. I'll tell you what, the next guy that decides they want to go to the body a lot might be the guy that wins this fight, because both are tired. And I thought that was a good idea by Iran Barkley to go downstairs.
Barkley went down in round 2. Coetzee had the better of the action in round 3. And since then, Barkley, especially in rounds 4 and 5, landed some bombs. Coetzee has not gone down yet.
Push off clean. Push off clean. Let's go. Get loose. Yo.
Coetzee lands a nice little straight right hand, and Barkley lands the hook. That's really what it boils down to here. Is Barkley going to land some hooks that hurt Coetzee, or is Coetzee going to counter him with the right hand? Does either guy have that left in him?
That's the real question. Yeah. Will it happen?
Stop.
I think lumbering is the word we would use right now.
Well, we started the night off with 4 questions. One was definitely answered. Rene Arredondo's career is in serious jeopardy when he was knocked out by a 2-punch combination from Carlos Palomino. And Arredondo has now been knocked out 7 times in his last 18 bouts.
Let's work. There you go. Go.
Coetzee got leverage in both those punches. That hasn't happened in about 3 rounds. Is that a portent of anything to come here? We'll see.
Well, Coetzee had mentioned maybe a Larry Holmes. Even at Holmes' age, as Barkley scores, that jab would destroy him.
They better not fight Larry Holmes, ever.
That statement sums it up as we come to the end of round 8.
Time.
12 round super heavyweight bout as governed by an organization dubbed the World Boxing Board.
Come out.
Iran Barkley in red. Knocked down in round 2. Numbers in round 8.
Coetzee coming back, excuse me, a bit. Barkley throwing more but not landing as many. Well, now Harry Coetzee throwing jabs and straight right hands. If he keeps doing that, he would be okay. Hasn't done that for about 4 rounds.
There you go.
Somewhere he found a burst of energy. Somebody give him a Snickers bar in between rounds or something? Is he on a sugar high? What's going on here?
You know, normally you and I will talk more during the round.
Yeah, I was just...
And analyze,
yeah,
but, I mean...
I was just thinking about that. I would say something if I could think of something, really. I promise. And, you know, I'm not being sarcastic or cynical here. The point is, these men are doing the best they can with limited skills at this moment and limited conditioning, and that's the problem. Iran Barkley has slipped back a lot. Harry Coetzee now finding the jab in the straight right hand that is his meal ticket in the old days, but has been not evident for the last 3 or 4 rounds. Barkley lunging with the hook, but it doesn't get there.
Pick him up, Iran. Pick him up. Box.
Coetzee is keeping his distance. I think Barkley did make him respect his power a little bit. He did hurt him with some shots. And so Coetzee trying to jab and throw the right hand, but from a distance and kind of while he's backing up. So he's not getting too much power and leverage into those shots.
Final 10 seconds of round 9. Bout is scheduled for 12 rounds. Coetzee and Barkley on the deuce. Ringside here at the Hollywood Palladium. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. Action underway in round number 10 between Harry Coetzee, former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, and Iran Barkley, the former WBC middleweight champion, IBF super middleweight champion, and WBA light heavyweight champion. Barkley went down in round 2. Barkley controlled rounds 4 through 7. Coetzee has come on a bit. There are the numbers in round 9.
And Coetzee with a big round 9. Threw some pretty good jabs and right hands, at least in the context of this fight.
Al, your scorecard after 9 rounds.
I have the fight even, 85-85.
I agree.
Coetzee could actually win this bout from the outside doing this, because he's got the jab and the right hand going, and Barkley's lunging with punches. What that would do, I don't know for him. I think they were fully expecting, he and his people, the promoter of this bout, who before the fight really was confident that Coetzee was going to knock out Iran Barkley. I think that's what they thought.
Whoa, that hurt Coetzee. That caught him flush, and Coetzee is hurt.
Not even the best hook that Barkley has thrown. Now they got to think about stopping this, because this is a 42-year-old man getting whacked in there. They got to get in there and stop this pretty soon.
Coetzee holding on for dear life. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round under the WBB rule. Barkley just teeing off.
Let him go.
What will referee Robert Byrd do? They should just throw the towel in Coetzee's corner. Throw it.
He's going to get hurt. They need to stop this fight right now. They did.
Hopefully Jerry Coetzee's comeback is over.
Hell of a try.
And for what it's worth, Iran Barkley is the new WBB super heavyweight champion. And now there's a fight over on the far side of the ring with some fans. Guy just fired a right hand.
Well, you know, obviously there was some. There is Harry Coetzee with his promoter, and this is not the way they anticipated this outing going. They were very confident going in here, and even we're talking about throwing a challenge out to Michael Moorer, etc. Obviously, that's something that would have been ill-advised based upon the way this fight went. Harry Coetzee is a delightful man, as is that man, Iran Barkley, by the way, who is a great guy. I think, in all, and I don't think it's too opinionated to say this fight showed that Harry Coetzee's comeback was ill-advised, and it also shows that as a heavyweight, Iran Barkley should not be in this weight division, even though he ended up getting the win and struggled through and showed a lot of grit and determination in getting this win.
Take a look at the beginning of the end for Harry Coetzee.
This is the left hook. Now, that actually landed up the top of his head. Ironically, it wasn't the best left hook Barkley has thrown, and yet it landed in a spot where the equilibrium of Coetzee was off. And then at this point, Barkley went to town on him.
Should have been stopped right there.
Well, you could make a case for it, but Coetzee did punch back a little bit, and Robert Byrd wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Thank goodness he did get in and stop it when he did. And here's where the stoppage did come. And here, Coetzee was in all kinds of trouble. And
his chin was just hanging over.
Oh, and against a younger fighter with quicker hands, that could have been a very dangerous situation. But Robert Byrd did jump in as quickly as he possibly could. And we look at the end again. The technique of Barkley's punch is not good. And, you know, Iran was a great fighter, but that technique is not good.
Official time of the stoppage. Standing by with the number, our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time of 2 minutes, 7 seconds of round number 10. Our referee in charge, Robert Byrd, stops the contest. The winner by way of knockout, he is the new WBB Super Heavyweight Champion, Iran Blade Barkley.
Iran Blade Barkley, the new WBB Super Heavyweight Champion. Where this puts him on the map, we don't know, but we'll hear from Barkley after this timeout on the Deuce. Stopped in round 10 by Iran Barkley, and hopefully Coetzee gets back to retirement. Let's send it up to the ring and Al Bernstein.
Thank you, Bob. I'm here with Iran Barkley. Iran, when you went down early in the bout with that right hand, how hurt were you, and were you concerned you couldn't continue?
No, I wasn't concerned. I was dazed, you know, and I said, just get off the deck, you know, get your composure together, and just go back to it. You know, don't concentrate on so much to try to knock him out. Just try to beat him. You know what I'm saying? I just got to thank God, man, for this little opportunity right here. You know, it just moved me to another level. That's all.
Well, let's take a look at how you ended this fight against Harry Coetzee. You had him in trouble. You hit him with the left hook. It looked like it bounced off his temple.
Yeah, I planned it to bounce that way because I knew that once I hit him there, that he wouldn't be able to, you know, he was kind of like off balance anyway. So I said, once I had him hurt, I said, well, let me just keep throwing, you know, because now I can't let him recover because he will come back out of this. So, you know, I threw a good right hand, missed that one with a good left hook. But I just started throwing punches in bunches before he could get himself together.
And shortly after this, the referee would stop the match. You had him against the ropes helpless, and he stopped it really at the right time. The only question I guess anybody would ask you at this point is, heavyweight feels big for you, and you're against some big punchers. Are you determined to stay at this weight?
I'm determined. You see, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I want a halfway belt. You know what I'm saying? It could get me to the rest of the belt, but I'm willing to do what I have to do to get to guys. You know, a little more, a little better. You know what I'm saying? All I could do is just say, hey, I just got to go back to the gym and just keep training the way I'm training, and just let God keep working for me.
It seems that in this bout anyway, you were throwing a lot of looping left hooks, a lot of lunging punches. Is that something you're going to try and fix for the next time?
Oh yeah, you know, it takes one step at a time, Al. I mean, I've basically been beating these guys on my true hard experience in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I train for the fights, but I mean, I'm not in the best of shape, but I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? I know I can beat these guys.
All right, congratulations on your win, Iran.
Thank you.